Welcome to Make Do DIY channel. This is going to be our second video, and I realized as I was editing our second video we didn't really have an interesting way to start the video. So why don't you stand up there by the corn, show us how big the corn is so far.
Well, I'm also short.
Hey, you are short. And this is our Reed's Dent corn. We planted this a couple weeks after we planted the Flint corn, and it's this big, and we planted them that separate because we don't want the two different corns to pollinate each other. And then this over here is our Flint corn. It's not doing as well as we would like. We started with a no-till method with our intensive breeding procedures. And we had one issue, and the issue is I didn't put any chicken compost in it this year.
Because we have none.
Yeah, we used it on our raised beds and our things, and you can see right here on these rows that they're very short.
Yeah, look at that one corn right there. She's like, hi.
Yeah, that one got some stuff. So what we're gonna do is put this at the beginning of the video and show you how we got here. And I do realize that my head movements have been too fast in the previous videos, so we are going to slow down and make sure I'm not moving my head too fast. Oh, this guy's gonna be a lunker, isn't it?
Oh, it's already growing tiny corn.
I like it too. The tip's all nice and tight there at the top. All right, stand by. We'll show you how we got here. Different. Every year I stick the big tractor here, till this up with a bunch of chicken poo, and we use a till method. This year, for the first year, we're going to try something called a no-till method. So I'm going to take that tarp that I just pulled off. I weed whacked all the corn stumps down. We're going to put it right back over, and we're going to plant into untilled ground for the first time and see if it's successful.
It's going to be hard, but
Do you think it's going to work?
well, I don't know, but why are these in jars?
This is before we discovered how to separate the mother corns. So here is all mixed mothers,
Okay.
and it's still good seed, and we're going to breed it with the previous years. And 2017 was the first year that we figured out how to breed the corn the correct way.
Why do we still have any from 2013?
Because we mostly plant 2021. We do a row 2021, and then we do one plant 2019, 18, blah, 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 blah.
2020 was a very sad year for our corn.
Yes, 2020 was a very sad year. That was COVID.
2020
We got it planted too early, and the plants did terrible.
Is 2020 here?
No, it's gone. We planted it all last year. All right, I'm going to press pause. We're going to get this tarp back in place, and then we'll show us planting. Go ahead, hit it. Grab the corner. What's that? Grab the corner. If you go off the air, that'd be funny. Oh, it's diving. Okay, pull it all the way over to your board. You gotta screw it down. You got it? So we spread our tarp out and we dug up a little dirt to bury the corners so the wind doesn't blow it away. And what'd you find underneath there?
2 worms.
And what do the worms mean about our soil?
It's good.
It's good and healthy, right? So we got our tarp all spread out. We got some dirt on the corners. And you're gonna put those worms under the tarp in a cold, cool, moist place so they don't dry out and die.
It pooped on me.
That's good poop. Oh, that's fertilizer right there. The corn will love eating that. And we'll go from there. All right, let's get ready to plant some corn. So this is the first year we're using the no-till method, and you cannot poke holes with just your finger, can you?
No.
Because the soil is very firm, right?
Yes.
Do you think this is gonna work good or it's gonna stink?
I don't know.
All right.
It always smells bad.
No, I mean stink as in
I know what you meant.
not work well. How about we just do one hole at a time, or you just want to go to town? Okay, stop. We don't need to record all this. Let's just show people what we're doing. And we'll move on. Yep, you put 4 holes in each one. You already made that hole like 5 times. Stop. The worm will survive. The worm will survive. Move on. Come on. Stop. You're just going to hurt it more. It's trying to escape. Leave it alone. Poke 2 more holes and then let's plant some seed.
We already have a hole.
Okay, stop. Put the thing aside. So, this is all going to be 2021 seed in this row. And I'll give you 4 seed.
That is not 4. You cannot math.
I mathed. Take 4 seed and plant them. Why do I have to dump them in your hands? Just take them out of my hand. So we use this mother. We're not going to use it again until we've used all the other 2021 corns. So place it off to the side. I'll grab another 2021 corn mother. And we'll do this. Ready for 4? 1, 2, 3, 4.
This is the most annoying job ever. I would suggest against doing it.
Dude, you're pretty good at it now. Remember when I used to use that thing? You're like, I'm too impatient, Dad. I'm taking over. I'm going to plant all the corn because I'm a young and I have a good, strong back.
I don't have a
This is intensive breeding of corn. It means it takes a lot of energy. But do we get good results?
Yeah, we do, but probably not the earth.
So do we need 4 corn plants in every hole?
Yes.
Do we?
No.
So what do we do when 4 corn plants grow up?
But didn't grow any.
We cull them. So we choose the strongest one and kill the other 3 weak ones.
Hold on, that's not true. We look through to see if there's any ones that didn't grow any for some reason. And we'll make sure that everybody has one and transplant them. And then we'll get rid of the other ones. And then they end up growing in our backyard.
Yeah, sometimes we throw the seedlings out and we get seeds growing everywhere.
Here's a bumblebee.
Yep, that's a big old fat happy carpenter bee. So anyways,
That's a chunky.
we plant 4. Do you remember what the saying is? 1 for the worm, 1 for the crow.
You've never said that in my life.
There's a saying why we plant 4 corn seeds. It's a Native American saying.
The bird.
1 for the bird, 1 for the worm, 1 to rot and die, and then 1 to grow. So anyways, we're gonna do this whole row 2021. This is boring to watch, so we'll start recording again once we start doing the next row over. Sound good? All right, so this first row right here, we've planted 2021 all the way down. The next row we're gonna plant 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Because they're in jars.
And then 2013, 14, 15, 16, all the way down this row, we're going to use the older mother corns. And then that way we're not inbreeding. So we got our strongest row corn, our 2021, and then the older corn. And then 2021, and then the older corn. And then 2021, and then the older
We
corn.
have 2 2013s.
This is the original seed. It was Cascade Ruby Gold Survival Pack, dried and packed for long-term storage.
Doesn't that say 13?
Yeah, does this still sprout?
Yes, because it's in the freezer.
Yep, because it's in the freezer.
That's well, 4.5.
I'll throw the baby that way. I don't know why that says 13. There shouldn't be a 13 unless this was the year it came from. We'll figure it out.
Because there's 2 14. There's 4 14. 5 14.
I think we bought this in 2013. This is the first corn we got, or I mislabeled it, but it doesn't matter.
Explain yours. 2014. 14.
Yeah, we saved a lot of seed in 2014 that we didn't need to save. You want to press pause? Hey, which one is this? This is you. Yeah. All right, so here's our aftermath. Kind of messed up a little bit. This row is seed from 2021. It's flint corn. It's very sweet and hard. Makes a good cornbread. Grits. This is a mix. So we started out with 2013, went all the way out to 2019, just switched every other one. Accidentally, this whole row came out 2019, which is not bad. It was a good year of corn. This was the mixed row again. This row was the 2021, a different mother corn for each one. This was the mixed row again, starting from 2013 and alternating all the way up to 2019. And this last row was 2021. And the next video we'll take will be us dehydrating the seed corn, because we're going to reuse the corn that we didn't plant this year But the only way you can do that is by preserving it. So we dehydrate it again because it got moisturized by the humidity in the air at this time of year. And we'll throw it in the freezer for next year in jars and bags. And then the video after that will be the straws poking up through our tarp, which is a weed suppressant, which is just a leaf filter for an in-ground pool that someone gave away for free that we cut holes in. And we'll go from there. Have a good May. So it's the end of our day of planting corn.
You started saying that before it started the video.
All right, I'll say it again. So it's the end of our day of planting flint corn. And we cut down a diseased fir tree, made a lot of it into firewood. And the rest of the scrap pieces we threw on the fire pit above a log we're trying to burn out.
Show
And
them the happy potato.
we're sitting back and relaxing. What's the happy potato, the dog?
The happy potato.
And here is our
Happy potato.
mixed pit bull who hates fire, but if you light the fire while she's already out here, she's okay with it.
She's more than okay with it.
And there's a relaxed wrist. And a red. And
Not
Mama
relaxed.
Bear's putting some dinner stuff away. And the trampoline's close by and a chair for her.
We.
Oh yeah, almost came up to your feet. All right, say goodnight.
Good night. Oh. It's recording.
It's recording. So today is June 6th, 2022. And we planted our flint popcorn, it's just flint corn, some weeks back. And we haven't been weeding and we haven't been culling. And culling, if you remember, we planted 4 corn. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Down.
Yep. And this was the first year that we did no-till method, right? So did no-till, yes, this was the first year that we did no-till method. So did no-till method have a impact on our sprouting? Look out over the field.
I don't think so.
No, not at all. So, all right, so we're looking at these 3. Which one are you gonna kill?
There's 4.
There's 4?
That's
No, that's grass, honey.
That's
So if we're gonna call, which one are you gonna keep and which ones are you gonna get rid of and why?
it all depends.
Well, in this batch.
You get rid of the disease dying ones, and
So
then
let's
you
get rid of
pick
this
the
one. It's got a
biggest.
weak leaf, all right?
Yeah, and then you pick the biggest one.
And the
There's no
strongest
other
one.
disease-
So, yep.
This is disease. Anybody on this dude?
No, we'll
Besides
keep
a
that one.
rock?
We'll keep that one. So go ahead, pick it.
How about that?
And then we move on to this one.
No.
Why? That's good enough, honey. The corn will get a head start. It'll be good. This one only sprouted 1. So that's why we put 4 seeds in, because sometimes you only get 1 that sprouts. Sometimes you get none.
We should don't. There seems to be
So move on to the next one.
somebody growing under here.
That's grass, honey.
You don't know this?
I do. They come up in tubes. They come up in straws.
Disease. They all have disease.
So you got to pick the strongest. So we're going to kill this one. Oh, that one looks pretty strong.
And the only problem is that leaf.
Yeah, but that's minimal compared to this. So we pick the big one with more disease or the small one with less? Let's pick the small one with less.
That's the big one with more disease.
Yeah, so I picked the small one to survive with
well,
less
you didn't,
disease.
Don't say picked, because you didn't actually
Chose,
pick it.
and I chose, yes.
Yes, you didn't pick
All right,
it.
next.
This, what is going on? It's a tiny jungle in here.
Yeah, there's all sorts of grass seed.
That's a corn. Is that a corn?
It's a tube, honey. That's not a tube. Oh, yeah, that might be one. No, it's too thin. Doesn't have a red stem. So anyways, it's getting pretty boring. We kind of shown what we're going to do here. We got to do it across the whole field. And no one wants to watch us do that, so pull that one.
Just record it and fast forward it out.
You think that's fun?
Yeah.
Is it satisfying?
Is this the cold medicine stuff?
Yes, that's Pharaoh. Or Yarrow? Yarrow? I can't remember. Alright, why don't you do one row and I'll do another.
Smells weird.
Smells like cold medicine, doesn't it?
What?
So anyways, we don't know if this year, I think we got better sproutability than we ever have, even with our old corn. And we've had very few duds. Here's an example of one right here. But that could be related to weather and have nothing to do with this new no-till method that we've tried. And the difference between last year and this year is we'd actually pull this tarp back, get on the 24 horsepower tractor and get a big 5-foot wide tiller and till the entire garden in.
Which was very annoying.
Why was it annoying?
Because it's hard to get around the edges.
It is hard to get around the edges. Were you doing some of the tractor? Were you doing some of the tilling too?
We literally never recording us doing that.
No.
We gotta mess up down here.
We got a mess up down here. Don't worry about that. We're not gonna try to save it. So what I've done is I rip out the second best one and the hole adjacent to it. Try to get as deep as I can so I don't break off too many tap roots. And then we make a hole and stick this one in and pack it in good, and it should plant that hole, no issues. And pat this guy down, weed him out a little bit, and move on. So it's 5:08 and we got all of our corn culled. With our no-till method, you can see all the dead baby corns we killed next to it. We kept one in every single row, and sometimes still one will end up dying and we'll have a blank spot. It's not a big deal, but we have more than 100 plants here, 100 mother corn, and we'll probably save the best 25 to 50 of them and make them into seed, and we'll eat the rest as cornbread and grits, cornmeal mush, whatever you want to call it, from whatever part of the United States you are.